This is Pod Populi.
Podcast for the people.
The Great Love Debate. It's the Great Love Debate.
The Great Love Debate. It's the Great Love Debate.
Hi again, everyone. It's Brian Howie. Welcome to the Great Love Debate, the world's number one dating and relationship podcast. Since 2015, I am back here in the very fine studios of Pod Populi, Podcast for the People. I am at the one in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is surface of the sun hot at this time of year. But speaking of this time of year, there are two traditions that we have been doing almost since the start of the Great Love Debate back in 2015, at least the podcast, that we do every year without fail, and they are most popular. One is obviously our top 10 best and worst cities in which to find love in America. We do that every single year to great fanfare and controversy. The second one, which I'm going to do today, is our annual Summer Lovin Mailbag. And if you are not familiar with this, shame on you. But this is something we do every year. It's not necessarily time sensitive. So if you're listening to this in November, plan ahead for next summer. You'll be ready to go. These are emails, Facebook messages. A couple of them came through Instagram that we ask you guys every year to send us dating, relationship issues, questions that are unique to summer lovin'. And why is summer lovin' such a specific thing? Sometimes it is for short-lived relationships. Sometimes it is for festivities that are related to this. Sometimes. So I had to bring in a pro. She is also in a Pod Populi, Podcast for the People. She's not in this one. We have Modern Technology here. She's the one in Boca Raton, Florida. She lives in Iowa, so I don't know if the summer in Iowa is hotter than the summer in Florida where she is right now.
Summer in Iowa, yeah, super hot.
Yeah, it's super
hot and steamy.
It's hot. Is it hotter and steamy in Iowa? Anyway, the host of two podcasts. What are your podcasts again?
True Crime Sleep Stories, Manthropology, and True Crime IRL. I have three.
Oh, she's got three, so she's even better than me. The always enchanting Kelli Brink. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Is Florida hotter than Iowa or no? In the middle of July.
Yeah. It's hotter. It's more humid. Oh. But Iowa gets super hot. You know, we have the extreme.
Oh, I know. The Midwest is horrific in the summer because there's no.
It is. And we have mosquitoes. We have bugs. We have
all the sparklers.
All the
I feel like there's more sparklers.
Definitely more sparklers. Very patriotic state, Iowa, I feel like.
Okay.
So fireworks.
Are you familiar what we're doing here? Have you had experience with summer lovin'? Have you had a summer loving fling at any time of your life where you knew it was time sensitive, whether you want to trip somewhere or something, and you're like, this is going to be a hot 90 days? Have you been through this yourself?
Not summer, but I would say I'm more of a holiday love affair kind of gal. I always want the boyfriend, around Thanksgiving and then maybe ditch him after Valentine's Day. That's more my style.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I can see that. No, people do that mid-November to mid-February. That is its own thing, and we've dealt with that. We do deal with the holiday mailbag too. That is different because that's gift giving. That is family. That was a summer lovin' a lot of times deals with friends and activities. So we got a record amount of emails from you guys this year. Some of them were people who I could tell had emailed us in the past and are still having the same problems. I'm not going to give those people a second shot at it because if they're having the same problems, it has nothing to do with summer. But I'm going to pull out a half dozen juicy ones here. Me and Kelli are going to give our honest opinion about what we think people should or should not do. We have not discussed these ahead of time, so her opinion may be radically different from mine. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
And without further ado, do you have a song for Summer Lovin' Mailbag? Do you have a little theme?
Summer Lovin' had me a blast.
There we go. Okay.
My voice is a little tapped out from the week.
All right. Number one. This is from Ashlyn from Richmond. I assume Richmond, Virginia. Ashlyn from Richmond. I am dating this guy that I met at work. I know that's a no-no these days. And we are really vibing, and we began to talk about summer and if we both had time off and maybe wanted to take a trip or something. So he pulls out his calendar, and he has 4 weekends already blocked off for bachelor parties. I guess I should mention he is 47, so this isn't one of those circumstances where your boyfriend is 28 and all his fraternity brothers all get married in a short period. His friends are all late 40s, early 50s, and divorced. Am I wrong to think that bachelor party is just a code for something else?
Well, okay, 47. I mean, I think of bachelor parties. I think of like 30 something.
Yeah, first marriage. Yeah.
Yeah. I especially like a lot of multiple weekends blocked off for bachelor parties. It does raise some red flags potentially.
Yeah.
But also, I think trust is pretty important.
Well, I don't trust it. I
would just ask.
I don't
trust.
I don't like bachelor parties. Again, I've never been married, but the married guys at bachelor parties act like they got work release out of prison. Like, there's some bad shit going on at bachelor parties. That being said, I believe, like, I want to know where they're going. You know, if they're like, we're going to Montreal, Vegas, Nashville, Cancun, I don't know if they're adult bachelor parties in their late 40s, 50s tend to be more centered around like golf, hunting. A lot of people go to Montana. There's a lot of that. I don't know where they're going, but if he has 4 bachelor parties in that period of time, I think he likes the idea and the activities of the bachelor parties more than he wants to hang out with you, Ashlyn. Sorry. That's my opinion. I think that's bad.
You think it's bad to go to 4 bachelor parties? Okay.
Yeah. In a summer for your 40s, I'm not even sure anybody's getting married. I think a lot of men do this, and I know men who do this, and they said, I got to go to a bachelor party, and it really is bachelor party activities, but there's no marriage happening.
I didn't know this.
Oh, it's for sure. It's just code for guys' weekend where they do bachelor party type activities that probably involve nudity.
Well, she needs to ask him. She just needs to say, hey, what's up with all these bachelor parties? This is kind of weird. You're 47. Why, what is happening here? Where are you going?
I feel like she's not asking the right questions. So what is the question you would ask? First, I would say, where are you going? And then depending on the cities, I would make a judgment of that. Again, sometimes guys go, trout fishing in North Dakota in the summer, and that seems like, okay, that's fine. Not 4 times in a summer. Who is he hanging out with that 4 guys in their 40s and late 40s and early 50s are all getting married in a short period of time and all have the need to have a bachelor party this summer? I think it's weird. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, the fact that they would all be requiring a bachelor party. I don't think most men, when they're getting married at that age, would want a bachelor party.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, unless it's just a bunch of guys, like I said, who are married and they're like, can't you just have a bachelor party so we can tell our wives we're going to a bachelor party, which you could probably, I think, get away with one time. I think you can get away with one time. I mean, if you're going to Lake Havasu, which is not too far from here, for a bachelor party, I'm not dating that guy. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Lake Havasu. I'm not doing it. I think it's a red flag.
Yep.
All right. On to the next. This is from Marnie via our Facebook page. I hope you don't receive this too late, but I love having a summer boyfriend. I just think it's sexy and fun, and we have so many concerts and festivals that we can do together, and summer in Milwaukee is amazing. Anyway, knowing this, I probably pressed too fast and went too hard to lock a guy down. A guy met at a St. Patrick's Day bar crawl, had sex way faster than normal, introduced him to family real fast. I'm not sure I even like him enough for that, but I thought he would be so fun when the weather got hot because he's super hot. But now he tells me things happen too fast and he wants his freedom for the summer. WTF, and how do I lock him back down? Please answer this quickly. Kelli is shaking her head. She doesn't know this is a podcast, so I can see her shaking her head. I'm just going to describe her shaking her head horizontally. No.
You can't lock him down. So many things about this. Don't you want a love that's going to last all seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall? Why just summer?
Well, she thought he was hot, so I want a hot summer boyfriend. But she pushed him into an area where I guess if you're the hot guy in the summer, you probably don't want to be the hot summer boyfriend. And so maybe he's just like, I don't know. Maybe his late spring with her was a fling. Maybe he's a St. Patrick's Day loving kind of guy. But the family, like, doing all that up front to try and lock him down as the boyfriend for the summer when you don't even like him, that doesn't even seem honest.
Oh, no, not honest at all. I think she's going into this for all the wrong reasons. I don't like this at all.
Well, I know, Marnie, we're not. I mean, I feel like you used the hot summer fella. I don't blame
He's
him for
totally
bailing
using
out.
him.
Yeah, I know. This is like what you said, that you want these seasonal boyfriends for holidays, and that is this. But I think that she was better off meeting him Memorial Day and just showing him the time of his life and hoping that he wanted to be. There was no way to go around about this.
If it's just going to be this hot summer fling, why the need to introduce him to the family and all of that stuff?
I think that says I'm your girlfriend. And I think that's what he wanted. I think she wanted to define, we are boyfriend, girlfriend, so this is going to last for a while. Takes the nebulous nature of the St. Patrick's Day bar crawl fling out of it.
And I think a St. Patrick's Day fling already going into the summer, that's pretty long.
10 weeks right there. Yeah, that's 10 weeks. So she started it at 10 weeks. So I guess, she's like, I jumped the gun. Well, I don't know. If you take 10 weeks, you probably see it. 10 weeks to try and get an extra 12 weeks out of this. So then you're talking about locking this guy into a 6-month relationship, and you're not even sure you like him. You just think he's hot.
Exactly. But did she want just a summer fling or more than that? I feel like she wants more than that. But I'm getting mixed signals.
I mean,
from Marnie.
she's like, please answer this quickly. What do you want us to tell you, Marnie? You're like, you can't put the genie back in the bottle here. He's gone.
He's gone. Oh, he's definitely gone. You cannot lock a guy down after he's out the door. The best advice I would say is completely ignore him. Don't text him. Don't call him. Don't do anything, and go have lots of hot summer. Do hot girl summer.
There you go. Well, so one thing going for you, Marnie, you did land the hot guy once here for a little while, for 10 weeks or so. You can go land yourself another hot guy if that's what you're after. Yeah.
You don't need a hot guy, though.
Yeah, you don't.
And if you just want a fling, just go on dates. Don't introduce him to the parents.
Yeah, Marnie, you screwed this up. So, all right, on to the next. This is from Alan, who says, I came to your last Dallas show. I haven't done a Dallas show in about a year and a half, so thanks, Alan. Okay. This might sound weird as something that would bother me, but my fairly new girlfriend has a tattoo that says JB on her back, and it's pretty big. JB is her ex. It's too big to remove. I get that she dated people before me, but this is summer, and she will be in a bathing suit in front of a lot of my friends, and I'm sure they will ask, hey, what's JB? And she will tell them. She isn't ashamed of it. She thinks it's cool. And I'm afraid they will ask me if I knew what it was. I mean, you can't miss it. Of course I knew, but now everyone will know. So you are a tattooed young lady. Do you have any names or initials or things that somebody would stumble upon and been like, hey, who's Larry?
Absolutely not. I don't. Well, you know what? I did have a ring finger tattoo because I've been married a couple times.
Okay.
And a ring finger tattoo, I had it lasered off. It's small, so it could be lasered off. But there's no tattoo that's too big. I mean, how big are we talking? It's the whole entire back.
Well, that might be. I mean, it's big, like a big old JB. That seems aggressive. I would worry about that more. The tattoo is what it is. But if she was so into JB, if you're going to do a big old JB on your back and not little cute on your ankle or something can be adjusted, she's super into JB, and you're probably not catching JB for a while.
You're not wrong there. That's a lifetime commitment. So she was all in on JB. And I can see how, as a guy, it'd be a constant reminder of your ex's or of your girlfriend's ex that she was so into. That would be a hard pill to swallow. But you're going to have to. There's no other way to do this other than like approaching this with a great amount of humor.
Yeah.
You seem a little embarrassed, which that kind of bothers me, that you're embarrassed about what your friends are going to think. You guys are going to have to find some really funny way to attack.
Can he say to her, listen, I get JB, whatever. Can we come up with a something that JB stands for? But can we come up with a backstory here to talk about what
I don't know.
Like,
I was
just
be
boozing,
just boozing.
Yeah.
Just balling.
What is a Matthew McConaughey's thing? JKL, just kind of living or something like that. He has like a whole brand.
Yes,
you could come up. Is that okay if he brings it to her? Or will she be offended? Like, I don't judge you on your past. Is it one of those?
It is one of those. Well, he's not judging, but he's just afraid of what his friends are going to think. that bothers
Or
me.
is
But
or is that his excuse, and it really bothers him that he's always looking at the JB?
maybe, but what does he want her to do? Wear a T-shirt over her bathing suit?
I know. I don't know. Yeah, you're either going to have to accept the JB tattoo as part of your relationship, and I've been there.
Yes.
I've done that. I've been in relationships with girls who had tattoos of Carl. You know.
Yeah, you're having a threesome. Face it with JB in this tattoo.
I know. I think. I mean, she's been honest to you about who JB was, and she didn't make up some story. I don't know. If she's hot enough, nobody will care about the tattoo. Is that fair?
But do it with humor.
Do it with
Find
humor.
something-
Approach it with humor. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Your name is Alan, so there's no B's in that, Alan. I'm sorry, but there is a B, and we will be back. We got to pay bills. Couple of B's here. I'm here with Kelli Brink, third B here, and we have the Summer Lovin Mailbag, and there's another B there. We will be back right after this. And we are back. Okay, the next one is Dennis via our Facebook page. I have researched this extensively before, so I guess I want your opinion more than advice. But how do you negotiate the air conditioning temperature with someone you were in a relationship with? Most girls don't like it below 68, but my girlfriend wants it above 78. We live outside St. Louis, so it's boiling hot and humid. She says I need to adjust to her. I can't sleep. I can't stand it. What is the issue, or at least compromised? P.S. She doesn't like me to walk around naked, but now I have no choice. This is a tough
how old
one.
Are you, Dennis? Are you guys 85? Like,
Well,
what is the deal?
When you go into a hotel, what are you putting it on?
72.
See, that's too hot for me to sleep. Like, I could deal with 72, probably. I want on like 68, something like that. And it's healthier to sleep in. You know why John Stamos looks so good? He sleeps in 62 every night, and his wife has to adjust. But 78 is too hot. It is
way hot.
Okay.
It's unreasonable, actually.
Yeah.
I feel.
So how does he approach this? Because she might just be like, a lot of girls are like this. This is a thing. He wants 68, she wants 78. And if he's like, okay, let's split the difference and make it 73 and a half, 72. What is my amateur math here? Wouldn't that be the answer?
Is the answer. That's the only answer. They're going to have to split it right down the middle. She's going to have to wear a sweatsuit.
Yeah, that's it. In defense of the people who like it cold, and I'm one of those people, you can always put on more clothes. You can always get a blanket. You can always do stuff on your side to warm up. He can't. And if you don't want him just naked and sweating in the bed, like, you're going to have to adapt. I'm on his side. They say in office buildings they keep temperatures colder than the women would like, and they say that's sexist. But alertness comes from colder temperatures. If you ever went to see David Letterman back in the day in his studio, he kept it at like 48. 48. Like, it was like a meat locker in there because he cold is alert.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is a hot and steamy issue, but not the kind that we want to deal with usually.
Have you run into that where you fought over an air conditioning temperature?
That would never be something I would fight over. No, but it's an issue. I mean, yeah. I've never come across this. If I'm cold, I put a sweatshirt on. I put socks on.
Right. And if and for her point of view, what you're telling, if you're like, okay, I'll put more clothes on, screw you. And then you don't want her to do that either. So Dennis, you don't want her to be layering up in the bed with you, Dennis. So you're going to have to try and meet in the middle. This seems like a meet in the middle. And if she won't go down 1 degree, then, there
are heat blankets. There are hand warmers. There are so many.
There's ways to get warmer, but that sounds terrible outside St. Louis. I grew up in a house. My dad was from Jackson, Mississippi, and we grew up, in suburban New York, and there was no temperature that was hot enough for my dad to say that we needed air conditioning on at any time. He's just like, I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi in the summertime, which is, 1,000,000 degrees. So for us, like, it was, and it's not cool in New York either. And he's like, nope, don't need the air conditioning. This is nothing.
Oh, yeah. My parents were big on air conditioning.
Good.
We kept it pretty pool in the house all
Yeah,
the time.
I like that too. My grandparents were like that. My grandparents were like, I'm going to go to grandma's where it's like a cooler.
A lot of people in Iowa, though, don't. They just open their windows and let the breeze come in.
Yeah, I know. All right. Next one is from Wendy via our Facebook page. How much golf is too much golf? Where we live in New Hampshire outside of Boston, I understand that there are only about 100 or so nice days a year for golfing, but my husband recently took up golf after not playing at all during the entirety of our marriage, 4 years and then 3 years dating before that. He plays every day, sometimes 36 holes. He works from home, so he sets his own hours, but there are only 3 months of the year where we can go outside. Can't we do something together? He has a tee time booked every single day through Labor Day. He says it's no different than if he went to the gym every day, but it is different. This is 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, that's brutal. I think that's excessive. That amount of golf is too much. I feel her pain.
I don't think if it's about the golf. If there is something that he's doing 4 or 5 hours a day outside of the house, Wendy,
He's trying to get away from you,
Yeah.
Wendy.
I think so.
Unfortunately.
I think so. Back to the bachelor party, it's why a lot of guys play. Here's my big picture answer to this, Wendy. We've talked about this on the podcast before. And you're married. I appreciate the married listeners here, but we've done, about a third of our audience at our live shows is married, and we've done married great love debates before. And the two things that the women complain about that the husbands are doing too much of are video games and porn. And the reason that these guys are doing this is they can feel satisfied and feel like they accomplished something. They don't feel like losers all the time. Golf is a little bit like that for him. Somehow around your house, Wendy, he is feeling like he is failing. He's feeling like no sense of accomplishment. He is not shooting birdies, if you know what I mean. Like, I think that you need to sit down and have a talk, because this is not about the golf. This is about, I need to find some outlet where I can feel like I did something right.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Yep. 5 hours a day being outside of the house. And he has a full-time job too. So they're virtually spending like no time together.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
I know. This is not a golf problem. This is a marriage problem.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
Sorry, Wendy. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I know that's not I don't know what the answer you wanted. You were like, let's go. It's not about the golf. All right. Cass. I guess Cass is a guy. Cass from Atlanta. I really like a girl, but she is spending her entire summer on a boat with her family. We've been dating for 2 months. She leaves in 2 weeks. She leaves in 2 weeks from the time I am writing this. She had an option to cut the trip in half. Her sister is doing that, but nope, she is going the whole time. She says this was long planned before we met. I just think this is a crucial time for us and our relationship, and to just hit pause and pick it up again at the end of August seems like all of our momentum will die. She says, we have Wi-Fi on the boat so I can still be in touch, but that doesn't seem like enough. Am I wrong to have an issue with it?
Yes, you're wrong to have an issue with it.
Oh.
This sounds like once in a lifetime opportunity for her. I mean, they have the rest of their lives to see each other and hang out, and they can do next summer. He needs to get over this.
If you're around next summer,
FaceTime.
If you're around next summer, maybe you're invited on the. Well, I want to know that too. Were you invited on the boat? And maybe you have a job. Not everybody can do that. I want to know what she does for a living.
He doesn't need to be invited on the boat. This is a wonderful time with her family.
This happened to me once. Something similar to this, where I met a girl right before the summer started. We dated for like 2 weeks. She was awesome. And then she had to go to Australia for like 8 weeks. And this is before Wi-Fi. This is, 20 years ago. This is before you could cut in touch. And she was like, we'll just pick it up when we get back. And I thought that was very optimistic. And I got the impression that that's what she wanted. And then when she got back, she didn't call me back. Like, I wasted my summer waiting for this girl who's in Australia, and she was just like, I don't know what happened in Australia, but when she came back, it was like, hey, how was your summer? Like, no, I wasn't talking to her. So not to bring.
Did you wait for her? Did you wait for her? Okay, well, that was nice of you. And times were different.
I thought we had a
that
pact of some kind. Yeah, I was like, okay, we're going to pick it up. What I didn't want was for some girl, she came back and then I was dating somebody else. I wanted to give it a fair shot. She came back and she's like, oh yeah, you're that guy from in May at that bar. Yeah.
That's sad.
That is,
well, this wouldn't happen to them though. They have Wi-Fi. They can
Right.
FaceTime.
So-
they can do all the things.
Now, if they are, I know you wouldn't be good if she had to go to jail for 6 years or something, Cass. You do have to wait. But if you are on this sketchy boat Wi-Fi that you're trying to get at, and she is with her family, I don't know. I think you have to judge what the communication is like in 3 weeks or in 4 weeks and see how that's going. If it still feels like, you want to talk about, hey, did you scuba dive today? What was your day like? If you're missing the physical, I get that. But a lot of us, we all went through the missing of the physical, 3 or 4 years ago where it wasn't quite as much. This doesn't seem like a complete deal breaker to me. If she was going on, a girls eat, pray, love adventure, I would worry about this.
It'd be a different story, but it's a really nice, beautiful family trip she's going on.
Well,
let her do it.
One caveat to that. So one of these ports of call, the sister is flying back. So I believe if it's going well for the first few weeks of this, she may also decide to do that. Is that no?
I wouldn't. I would not. I would have the wonderful
Oh my God,
trip.
being on
I
a
would
boat
have
with
that
my family seems like the worst possible. I'd rather be on the Titanic.
That's your family, but no.
I would rather go.
think-
I'd rather be Leo fighting for scraps on the raft in Titanic than being on a boat with my family for an extended period of time. But so you don't even think that's an option. You're just like, deal with it. See you Labor Day.
I would do all the virtual communication. We can make it a few weeks without touching each other. Come on.
This is not a few weeks. This is 3 months.
It's
Yeah. Oh, I
fine.
know. And you could. I think if you argue, I totally agree. If you're giving the communication and the stuff,
Yes.
you should be able to go a long, long time. Long distance
It
relationships.
might make their relationship so much stronger, too.
I agree. It may make her miss you, Cass. So I think you have to suck it up. I think you got to see how that goes, see how good that Wi-Fi on the boat is, see how often she does. If she's calling you morning and then good night and everything, you couldn't ask for more out of a girl.
Yes.
So,
But you do have to you really have to have strong communication during this time. They both need to have expectations set. Like, we're going to talk, every day or, stay in close contact. They need to set those guidelines before she leaves, I think.
all right. Well, lots of these had something to do with somebody wanting to do something else besides them.
Yeah.
Summer Lovin really is about we're going to just go on this roller coaster together for 90 days. Like, that's what Summer Lovin should be, I think.
You're right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Just go for it.
Yeah. And again, if you make it through the summer intact, onward. You do have to date somebody all 4 seasons. You do have to see how they behave.
Yeah,
Some people
that's
get
the
moody
goal here.
people get moody in the winter. Some people, holidays is not great. You have to go around the clock before you're like, oh my God, we're so in love because we had a really good February,
Yes. Get through the seasonal depression and then see where you're at.
All right. Speaking of seasonal depression, seasonal, not seasonable. This is your first time on the Great Love Debate podcast. We play something, as you know, called Worst Date or First Date. So you either have to give us the worst date you've ever been on or the greatest first date you've ever been on. Your choice.
Greatest first date.
No, it doesn't have the greatest. Yeah, greatest first date or the worst date. Your choice, whatever you did with JB.
Oh. So I tell you the greatest first date I went on?
Or the worst date you've ever been on. Your choice.
I can't think of a really, really bad one, but I can think of a really good one.
Okay, there you go. Let's have it. Great Love listeners await.
I went on a first date with a musician. He was a high profile musician and he left me
Neil Young.
Amazing. No, yes, it was Neil Young. Yeah. No, I'm not that old. So,
He likes them young.
Left me tickets to this awesome concert and I got to go backstage and meet some of my favorite bands and just meet all these great people. I got to be a part of right off the stage and watch the concert while he played. I had some good food and got to watch a music video be recorded. It was just so fun and comfortable. Communication was really good.
So the date was come and watch me work? What part of that is a date?
Well, no, he included me in everything. So, but yeah, that is a good point.
I'll leave you tickets to the game. Yeah, there's no part of this that's actually a date.
It was a date, though. It was a date.
What defined it as a date?
Downtime. It was a festival, so there was a lot of downtime for hanging out and talking and getting to know each other.
Hey, sweetie, can you hand me my guitar pick? Thanks. See you after the show.
But we never had another date.
Okay.
We didn't really talk after that, but it was good.
All right.
It was a good first date.
To each their own.
Positive experience.
It's a positive experience. I guess it could be worse.
It was a win-win because I got to see a really fun concert and go to this concert too.
Okay. So you had the same experience with him as about 4,000 other people at the same time. So good.
No, I'm special. I got
better tickets. Backstage. All right. So her first date was a B- groupie experience. So good.
Oh, wow. No.
All right.
No.
Well, that sounds delightful. All right. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, you should follow me on Instagram at Kelli Brink, Kelly with an I, KELLI BRINK at Kelli Brink, or on the Pod Populi podcasting Instagram as well. So you can listen to me on Manthropology or True Crime Sleep Stories too.
There you go. See, this wasn't so bad. I think we gave some reasonable answers to these people. None of these, I think 5 of these 6 won't work out. The one who has the best chance of working out is JB with the tattoo. If they find some humors there, I think that's going to work out.
Yes, I think humor's the way to go with that.
And somebody check the Wi-Fi on the boat. As far as us, thank you. You were good at this. Thank you. As far as us, share, follow. Please review this podcast and all of Kelly's podcasts too. Your reviews mean a lot in the podcasting ecosystem. Shoot us an email, greatlovedebate@gmail.com, if you have questions, thoughts, comments, or you have better answers to the questions from Ashlyn, Marnie, Cass, and Alan, all the rest of them. Go to greatlovedebate.com. We have some live shows coming up. Not many. I'm on a boat with no Wi-Fi, so I don't know, but a couple of the venues are scheduled. New York City, we are definitely doing one City Winery. Those tickets will be there soon because, as always, at the Great Love Debate, we never stop making love. See you next time.
The Great Love Debate.